Yo, this Jazz coach about to get fired like a motherfucker, man. Like, I'm watching this shit. It's bad, yo. It is bad, yo. This nigga Quentin Snyder. What's his name? Snyder? Remind me of the bad nigga on Three Ninjas. Like, Snyder is about to get fired, yo. Like, 3-1. What's that? 3-1 lead? 3-1 lead, and they lost it, yo. This nigga. Look at this nigga. I watch this nigga right now in the post game shit. Like, he blinking like a motherfucker, like how Joe Budden does when he thinking about some shit. Like, when he's really thinking about some shit, trying not to remember it, he blinking like he looks nuts right now. He knows he's fucked. Like that's some nervous tick going on. Joe Budden does it when he's fucking thinking about some shit. When someone says something that really fucks with his head, and he's trying to think of a way to get out of that shit. He starts blinking like a motherfucker. And this coach Snyder, he's done. He's done. He is done. Oh, celebrating firing Brett Brown, my Sixers, that's a whole nother thing. We not getting to that today, but yeah, man, finally did the right fucking thing with that bullshit. But I'm watching this shit now. Snyder is done, man. If Jazz don't fire this nigga, 3-1 and lost the lead, man. And lost the lead just because you couldn't stop Murray. Shout out to Murray, though, man. He's been having a run like Drake in 2012, man. But, hey, man, it's your man, Cdot Tha Critic, man. Cdot Tha Critic Podcast. And we just, man, it's a war going on outside, man. For real. Rest in peace, Prodigy, man. Shout out to all Mobb Deep. Like, it's a war going on outside. And, yo, it's getting kind of dirty. I'm not gonna lie. This war is getting kind of dirty. It's the warfare in media. And rap media, I like to say. I don't like to quantify, like, always put rap on shit or black on shit, but it's who we are. You know what I mean? It is who we are. But it's a war going outside and all that shit. And we could get right to it. Like, I don't even like to say, let me catch y'all up on shit, watches. If you don't know, it's been last week it was kind of a Joe Budden versus Charlamagne situation, and like I said, Cdot Tha Critic Podcast. We talking about a lot of things today, but this is the first topic we getting into. It was Joe Budden versus Charlamagne last week. Like the Spotify. First of all, Joe Budden said he was leaving Spotify. Right, he was leaving there. And he put out the reasons why and got a lot of backlash, which I didn't quite understand, because it's like, I listened to the podcast, I've been listening to it since they had Marissa Mendez on it in the beginning, years ago, where I knew kind of that wasn't the right fit for them and how they want to talk. And, Maul got on there, and that's kind of been the glue to what that podcast has been, and Joe Budden podcast, they talked about them leaving Spotify, the reasons, and got a lot of backlash from certain people, like them not understanding what it is, and them saying they're stupid or they got jerked, and like it's a lot of shit going on with that. But the main thing that took a lot of attention was Charlamagne basically saying they didn't know what the fuck they doing. That's what it was, Charlamagne saying he didn't know what the fuck they were doing, basically making bad business deals. And Joe, to get through all this, to get you caught up, Joe fired back, and fired back. And look, he fired back how Joe fires back, man. On some Young Ranch shit, on some... he was crafting. He crafted basically a piece of art out there. It's like, just like how he did with his raps, just like how he did with his freestyles, just like how he did with most songs he did, especially disses. He crafted it towards that person. And we look at music and rap as art, so that's why I look at it as well. You know, no matter if we talking for an hour or it's 5 minutes, it is a piece of art. It's a work of art to me. If you do it well. You know what I mean? And it's like, there was a lot of shots in there. There was a lot of, Joe Budden is finally drawing a line in the sand of like, this is who I am. And this is who you are. So even though it appears we're both fighting for the same thing, which we are, as black men in this media, we're not. We're not fighting the same fight. We're not fighting the same thing. Like, we can both exist and we need that. You know, they always compare him to the, Professor X and Magneto situation. They are both needed. You know what I mean? They are both needed. But it might have different routes of getting to the same place. You know? The alternate route is a long one. But at the end of the day, you always end up in the same place. Someone took the quicker one, button bar. But, so that's what it's been. And like I said, Joe responded to Charlamagne's shit on the Breakfast Club. And he kind of, like I said, he did his thing. It was a work of art, what he did. He broke it down to where people can get it and things like. And I can imagine Charlamagne did not take that too lightly. Like, he's basically, for people who don't know, he's kind of, I don't want to say exposing, but he's like, yo, even though you make mad money, which Charlamagne makes mad money, no one can question that, you're low-key in the 360. That's what Budden was saying. You low-key in the 360. And that's what that is, and that is kind of what was the norm. Like, Stephen A. Smith is probably, like he gave the example of, is the biggest commentator in sports. He literally is pumping blood through ESPN. Without him, they'll be dead. And he still only makes $10 million. So it's why it was a great comparison what Joe was making with that. I'm not gonna lie, it was a great comparison to really understand for the people who don't get it, or for the small minds who don't get it. The dog, you're doing well, you a legend, but we still not getting what we worth, and we still not fighting for what we're worth. That was it. That was a simple explanation. And like I said, I can understand how Charlamagne, can take offense to certain things he said. But you gotta get it. I think in the back of his mind he gets it. Because he's literally best friends with this guy, Andrew Schultz. If you don't know him, he's a comedian, does great things on YouTube, great monologues. Like, he's been funny for a while. He's been great for a while. I have videos of him saying he's gonna be one of those ones. But he legit lined himself up, best friends with an Andrew Schultz who thinks the same exact way. That's why it's really no way I don't think Andrew can rebuttal it, what Joe said, which they can find a way. They're friends, so that he's going to ride for his friend, but he believed the same thing Joe believes. Andrew truly believes that, to the core. I'm not saying Charlamagne doesn't, it's just that, yo, you were in it early. You were in it when it was the norm. Great point Joe made again. You just made a YouTube. 2019. You could have been had that platform. Andrew has even admitted that you should have been made a YouTube. You weren't doing it. So, I have another video like, yo, I think that, and watchers notice, I think Charlamagne, I really thought Charlamagne could do what Joe Budden's doing, where it's like, oh, you a free agent, leave certain platforms you at, take your shit, and fucking move down. You live down south, you're from down south, move down south and cater to the music down there. Have your empire, have your castle in South Carolina, and have niggas come to South Carolina for interviews. All the little babies, the Gucci's, the whoever. You take, like I said, you take the damn, pardon me, what is the part of me watches? Fuck. And I watch them all the time. What is that show called? Damn, I'm gonna get mad flag for this. What is that show called? With DC on Fly, my man, Chico Bean, called like the 50, what is that shit called? Oh no, that's gonna fuck with me. Hold on. That's fucked up. Because I did a whole joint on them. I watched them and I could not remember the South Boys, the name of their shit. Damn, that's fucked. Hold on, I gotta get this watches. What is that? Fuck. The 85 South show. God damn. What the fuck? Pardon me, y'all. Pardon me for that one. That's my shit too, but I always say, yo, fuck the Comedy Central shit. I mean, you gonna do it, so we gonna be, yo, that's a win. But get another show, even if you take them to Comedy Central, get the 85 South Boys as your, I don't want to say sidekicks, but as your partners on the show, and you talk your shit. Them two combined is a win. Period. That's a win, point blank. So you take that show and you interview everybody in rap now. You and them. I said they can be, they can be the partners. They the comic relief. They can come in. I'm talking about a real show. I'm not talking about podcast shit. No, that's no disrespect to podcast, but because those are shows. But you have the format of a show. You have them sitting on the side, chiming in here and there, interviews almost like Jay Leno style, Arsenio style. And they come in here and there just interrupting, saying some funny shit, giving their 2 cents, but you leading the show. You're leading the charge. That's what should be done to me. The whole South should come through you. You should be the South, nigga. You should be rap. You should be politics. You should be whatever you want to do, but you should lead the charge in media in the South, nigga. Like, it's I don't want to say and disrespect it like it's no one, because, dog, I don't have a huge platform. So I don't want to say it's no one in the South. But when it comes to your level, it's no one. Everything is East Coast based. Everything is, you got the Joe Buttons, you got the Breakfast Club, you got the Noris, you got the Rap Radar, you got so many platforms that are East Coast bias. Imagine Charlamagne took that and made a whole platform in a shit for the South. For South talkers, for talkers in the South, for people who want platforms. And like I said, that's why I said the 85 South show. Chico Bean, man, DC niggas, respect. DC Young Fly, Carl, man, comedy genius. You take them 3 niggas, that's basically family to you. You take them 3 niggas, yo, you out. Y'all out. You put them on. I'm talking about they should be part of your show, of your talk show. They should be a part of it in a major way. And lead from the South. Lead. You lead from that shit. Fuck just going for everybody. You lead there first, man. Lean into it, man. Just like how we lean into black. Like, lean into it, yo. That's how I look at it, but... So... I'm on a tangent with shit, but... Like I said, so... Joe Budden responded back, you know, and like I said, I understand why Charlamagne would feel away. It's coming at his rep. It's coming at who he is as a media guy. Like, I think we were all waiting for, you know, not only Breakfast Club response, but we're still waiting for a Brilliant Idiots response. You know what I mean? But we didn't see. At least I don't know. I don't listen to the Breakfast Club on the daily. But I didn't see any videos up for Breakfast Club at all. Yes, me. I didn't see shit. But I did see being promoted on Joe's birthday. Matter of fact, on some Meg Thee Stallion Tory Lanez move. We saw, you know, Unlocked Hollywood, you know, with calling him Jason Lee Bourne now. With Jason Lee Bourne and damn, I don't even know the other nigga on there. I know Melissa Ford. That's when I was mainly watching them when Melissa Ford was on there. She had that accident, you know, prayers to her. I know she's recovered from it now, but that's still a lot of trauma to get through. So I don't know why she's not on there now. I don't keep up with them all the time, but prayers to her. Respect to her. But I saw Jason Lee Bourne on there interviewing Tahiri, yo. Tahiri. And, you know, Jason Lee Bourne, he said he you know, he's the one who called Tahiri. You know, she talked a lot about the Vado shit, the shit with Marriage Boot Camp, which I was watching a little bit of that, you know, for Corrupt. But when I saw Corrupt, like, in that state, like, fucked me up. I was telling my cousin about that shit. It fucked me up. Like, I was like, damn. I was coming in to laugh and this and the third, a joke. But Corrupt, when I saw Corrupt really going through that alcoholism, I was like, oh, nah. So I kind of stopped watching it, but until they premiered and tried to say, like, oh, Tahiri going in here wilding, Vado in here wilding, and it's like, okay, that was the last one I watched, was that one. And, you know, Tahiri was obviously, you know, she said in the Jason Lee shit, she was obviously, well, Vado was drunk, she said, but we've seen Tahiri enough on Love and Hip Hop to know she was kind of drunk too. She was, and it's no excuse, but that is probably the reasons why she threw the apples. You know, she was drunk as shit. And then when she started to say it was editing, like she didn't really throw the apples and she didn't really hit the nigga, she hit him in his lap. That was weird to me. Like, this is in the beginning of the Jason Lee Hollywood Unlocked video or interview. But I didn't know why she was trying to say she didn't even like hit him in the face. It's like, just who cares if you hit him in the face? He yoked you up after, like, that should be the main point. Who cares if you hit him then? Like, I didn't get why she was, you know, kind of denying that and saying it was editing. I didn't understand that, you know. Just lean into it. That's the key thing today. Lean into it. Who cares? He shouldn't have did that regardless, so lean into it. But she did that, and then out of nowhere got into Joe Budden basically beating her and then being attacked by him. And, you know, Tahiri's alluded to this over the years, you know, like, and, you know, and it's a serious thing. It is serious, you know. And I do believe Tahiri. I do believe her. That's not really the thing. And like I said, he's kind of even, Joe's admitted part to it in the song Downfall. I believe it was. Real great song, but, you know, like, you know, he's alluded to it. You know, finding her, cheating. She cheated on him, finding him, and then he kind of like, you know, but that's not even really the thing for me. What it was talking about, it's like, Jason Lee Bourne, like, he put the hit out, man. He put the hit out, and in time we're going to see if that hit, if it missed or not. Because he do this on his birthday, it doesn't get much traction, though. That's the thing. Until the Shade Room posts it. And we see Joe Budden in the comments, like you see whatever you say in the comments, but a lot of people I see a lot of people kind of seeing it for what it is. It's not that Joe Budden didn't, you know, have that situation with her. It's more as seeing the veil behind of what's going on. As soon as Joe Budden goes at Charlamagne, he goes at iHeart, he's going at Spotify. Which basically to me, like I said, who knew that who knew that iHeart and Spotify, who knew they were Treadstone? Like this is straight out of Born Identity, man. You know, everybody, for people who don't know Born Identity, Jason Bourne, that's why I'm calling him Jason Lee Bourne. Treadstone was a company who created assassins. They created undercover, killers. Like they created just to send out. It's a real thing. It's almost like a Blackwater situation in real life. It's almost like it's art imitates life, as they like to say. Art imitates life. But who knew iHeart and Spotify was Treadstone? Who knew that? Like, it's just... It's crazy to see it so... It's strategic behind it, but it's not really that strategic, really. Maybe in the 90s, early 2000s, before we had social media and certain things, it would have been like, it's what they did. It's how they got at people. On the low, but now, we've seen it all play out. Thierry even shouted out Charlamagne on the show. Like my friend Charlamagne, like we know Thierry over the years and Charlamagne's relationship. It can all be documented. I remember Charlamagne being on Joe Budden's podcast saying, "Yeah, Thierry got a great idea for a show. I'm riding with that one." I wouldn't be surprised if he did that now. But it's all going down the ranks. Like iHeart basically is like, the nigga Abbott in the Born Identity. Ward Abbott. He was the head guy. He was the one controlling the whole thing, created it, this and third. That's iHeart, Spotify. I'd say actually more that's just iHeart, to be honest. Spotify might have a thing, it's connected, but it's really iHeart. They send the word out. And I say Charlamagne is what's a nigga? Conklin. From Born Identity, people watch us. I'm a movie nigga. Everybody knows I'm a movie nigga, man. Cdot Tha Critic for a reason. I'm a movie nigga. But Charlamagne's almost like Conklin. He's putting the order out. You know what I mean? He's the man. But it's still, Abbott is above. But it's almost like I said, Conklin, he put the word out. He's the one who sent Jason Bourne to do the hits. He's the one who sent Jason Bourne to do shit, but at the end of the day, Jason Bourne couldn't get it done. No matter how ill that nigga was. He couldn't get it done. His conscience was fucking with him. He couldn't get it done. I don't know any of these guys. I don't know Jason Lee Bourne, but man, that's some killer shit, man. That's some killer shit. We gonna see if it's botched or not. Because I don't think it got the traction that everybody wanted at iHeart. The next move is to see how, by the time this comes out, we gonna see how Joe Budden moves on this. And that's the take, to see how that takes. But does he address it? Does he address the background noise? Does he address everything? I think he should. I think he needs to address it, but it's just crazy to see this type of move, especially from people who, I guess they're not really friends, but they're industry friends. Joe Budden, Charlamagne, industry friends. But, and like I said, Jason Lee Bourne, he was admitting he called Terry. Terry didn't call me, which it's kind of, like I said, he admitted he didn't know her at all. He just reached out. So it would have made more sense, to be honest, if Tahiri called him. Maybe this narrative wouldn't have been pushed, but Jason Lee Bourne is also signed to iHeart. He just signed that deal maybe months ago. I think 6 months or a year ago. I forgot when, but he was on Breakfast Club promoting it. Him and Charlamagne are like, they close. So to put it out on his birthday, come on, man. If you think Charlamagne's not a strategic motherfucker, man. He's here for a reason. He's in position for a reason. And it's just a dirty game we playing because, look, and this, if someone's your friend like that, I wouldn't, regardless of what went on, and he's friends with Terry too, I'm not playing those type of games with somebody. Not that. Not that. He's kind of Joe Budden. He alluded to, it was a bigger point to what Joe Budden was saying when it came to, you know, his rape case and all that and this, that, and the third. He didn't really mention it though. Like media can twist it like he mentioned, but it's really mentioned like, this is why I'm fighting this fight. This is why I'm doing this. Because if it's allegations that aren't true, and that's what he's saying, it's not true, they can still fire you if it's a firestorm out there. You know what I mean? They can still do that. So that's why he brought it up. He brought it up 10 seconds, if that. That was it. But Charlamagne, like how it looks, man. And we know how things work behind the scenes, man. We're not stupid as consumers no more. We're not stupid as fans anymore. We can see behind the curtain. It's not back in the day. So you gotta move more strategic than that. I'm sure they thought that was strategic. It really wasn't strategic. It really wasn't. You know what I mean? It was obvious. It's an obvious move. And it's one thing that's not even, the fans are just picking up on it. It almost made it almost makes you look worse. That's the wild shit. Who would have thought? That's why I said it's a Jason Lee Bourne situation. It's a true Bourne identity situation. It backfired. You tried to hit the nigga, he didn't die. He didn't die. Yet, anyway. We don't know what's going to come. You know what I mean? But to go back, like I said, Joe Budden, he's a painter. He can create, we gonna see how he respond. He can paint. He's always been like that. Since Blog TV days, he can paint a situation and make it, even with the complex shit, man. He made, work of art, masterpiece. But I'm saying it's a ugly game we're playing because I don't think Joe would ever do this. I can't see Joe, especially when he, mutual respect for Charlamagne and all that. I can't see Joe saying, all right, like, let me go get Killer BH. You know what I mean? Shout out to Killer BH, by the way. But let me go get Killer BH to interview Charlamagne's, like, the person who was saying, I don't even know her name. Damn, that's fucked up. Jessica Reed. Let's go get Charlamagne or Killer BH to interview Charlamagne's accuser. Like, that's what that would be. Let's get Killer BH. Let's get somebody who's affiliated with Joe Budden to interview Charlamagne's accuser. It would never happen, man. True or not, it would never happen. That's why it looks like a dirty game being played. Like, it just looks bad. And I think people know that. And I don't think people should dismiss women and be like, nah, she lying, the bitch lying. Nah, man. We shouldn't do that. Acknowledge what's going on. Joe Budden needs to acknowledge what's going on. Joe Budden needs to be held accountable for what's going on. I'm just saying, with the game being played, it looks ugly. It looks dirty. It looks like, oh, damn. As soon as a black man takes a stance against the status quo, against the 1%, and the side fire, the friendly fire, oh, he hit Charlamagne. I'm not saying Charlamagne can't hit back. I'm not saying Charlamagne can't go crazy, do what he does. But whoa, to play that type of game, we doing that? Hey, man. Hey, it's just what it is. I didn't think it was gonna get that in the mud though. That's all. I didn't think it was gonna get that in the mud. But like I said, man, I didn't know iHeart was Treadstone out this bitch. I didn't know they had assassins on retainer like that. Like, but they doing it. Next thing you know, Tahiri gonna have a podcast on iHeart. Calling that now. She gonna have a podcast on iHeart. She gonna have something on iHeart. That's almost like a what's going on with the Adam 22 academic shit. Like I said, man, it's a war going on outside, man. The warfare. It's a warfare in rap media right now. It's a warfare. And that's a whole different joint, you know, like. But this, like I said, man, Cdot Tha Critic Podcast, man. We talking about it. Watchers, man. I gotta hear what y'all saying with this one. The likes and comments, I gotta hear what y'all saying. Am I bugging? That's not just a me thing. I'm not trying to diminish any allegations, any accusations, but I just didn't think that our heart was Treadstone out here. I didn't think Charlamagne was Conklin. Basically saying, yo, Jason Lee Bourne, go get that nigga. I didn't know that was going on out here. I didn't know. But I see now. We gonna see, watchers. We gonna see.